Ever wondered how a dog can recognize their owner after years apart? It looks like a simple, emotional reunion, but it's actually an incredible biological event. Science is still trying to fully understand how smell, memory, and emotion all work together to create these powerful moments. By the end of this video, you'll see why time and distance can't erase you from your dog's memory. Let's start with their most important sense, smell. A dog's sense of smell isn't just stronger than ours. It's on a completely different level. They have up to 300 million scent receptors, while we have only about 6 million. But it's not just the numbers. A huge part of a dog's brain is dedicated just to interpreting scent. When your dog smells you, they're not just detecting you. They're reading a complex chemical story made of your hormones, your skin cells, and even your emotional state. Your personal scent is like a layered signature. It includes what you ate, where you've been, and your stress levels. Dogs memorize this signature so deeply that it's almost impossible to erase. That's why a dog can recognize you after years, even if your appearance has totally changed. But smell alone isn't the full story. Dogs also store emotional memories differently than we do. We rely heavily on what we see and hear. Dogs rely on associative emotional memory. When you care for a dog, feeding them, walking them, comforting them, their brain links your presence to safety, stability, and survival. These emotional connections create deep neural pathways that don't fade easily. This is why dogs don't just remember people. They remember how people made them feel. And feelings are far more durable than facts. Your dog doesn't remember your face like a photograph. They remember the emotional state they felt when they were with you. That feeling becomes a permanent reference point. Another critical factor is oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. When you interact positively with your dog, both of your brains release it. This hormone strengthens emotional bonds and reinforces memory. Over time, repeated oxytocin release creates a powerful attachment loop that doesn't just disappear because time passes. Studies show that dogs form attachment patterns with their owners, similar to how human children do with their parents. This bond is stable and long-lasting, so even after a separation, that emotional connection stays intact. When you're reunited, the dog doesn't need to relearn who you are. Recognition is immediate because the bond never left. Dogs also recognize their owners through sound. Even after years, many dogs respond instantly to their owner's voice. They can identify specific vocal patterns, tone, and rhythm. Your voice becomes part of their emotional memory network. That's why some dogs react before they even see or smell you. The sound alone is enough to trigger recognition. Visual recognition plays a smaller role, but it still matters. Dogs don't focus on facial features like we do. Instead, they recognize your movement patterns, your posture, and your body language. Your dog knows how you move. The way you walk, stand, and gesture is familiar. Even after years, those unique patterns can trigger recognition. What's even more remarkable is that dogs don't consciously try to remember. Their memory operates automatically. When the right combination of scent, sound, and movement appears, recognition just happens. It's instant. That's why those reunion videos are often so explosive and emotional. The brain recognizes you before the body even has time to react. Now, it's important to know that not all dogs react the same way during reunions. Some will cry, jump, and spin with excitement. Others might freeze, stare, or approach slowly. These differences don't mean a dog remembers more or less. They just reflect personality and past experiences. A calm reaction can be just as meaningful as an excited one. Trauma can also play a role. A dog who experienced stress or abandonment might hesitate at first, but even in these cases, recognition still occurs. The emotional memory is there, it might just be layered with a bit of caution. One of the most fascinating things about canine memory is its durability. Dogs don't need constant reinforcement to remember. Once a deep bond is formed, it persists. This is why dogs adopted from shelters sometimes recognize former owners years later. It's also why dogs can remember people who were important during their puppyhood, even if that relationship ended suddenly. Dogs don't process time the way we do. They live in the present, but their emotional memory is always accessible. When you reappear, it doesn't feel like years have passed. It just feels like the bond has resumed. There's also a survival component to this. Dogs evolved alongside humans for thousands of years. Being able to recognize and remember their human companions increased their chances of survival. Dogs that could identify and stay close to their humans were more likely to be fed, protected, and cared for. Over generations, this ability became deeply ingrained in their DNA. Now, here's something most people don't realize, and it's the most important part of this video. The strength of recognition after years apart depends less on time and more on the quality of the bond that existed before the separation. Dogs remember consistency, kindness, and emotional presence. A short but meaningful bond can be stronger than a long but emotionally distant one. This means the way you treat your dog today determines how deeply they will remember you tomorrow. Presence matters more than duration. Attention matters more than time. Your dog doesn't measure love in years, they measure it in moments. That's why dogs can recognize their owner after years apart, because love, safety, and trust leave marks that are deeper than memory. They leave identity-level connections. To your dog, you're not just a person. You're a reference point in their world. And when you return, their brain doesn't ask, "Who is this?" It says, "You're back." If this video helped you understand your dog on a deeper level, take a second to like it. It helps this message reach more dog lovers. Subscribe for more science-backed insights into your dog's behavior, emotions, and health. And comment below, have you ever seen a dog reunite with someone after years apart? Those moments say more than words ever could. Your dog never forgot you.